Welcome to SF Commercial Property Conversations with Bruce Bean, where Bay Area investments meet expert insights. Get ready to unlock the strategies of commercial real estate success.
So today we have Marie Antonette Waite, and I've been talking with Marie earlier, and I'm just fascinated by this name. She may be reincarnated from the French Revolution, but we'll find that out later. So Marie, it's great to have you. I just love to hear a little history of how you came from the Philippines and got into real estate in the U.S.
Well, thank you for inviting me here today, Bruce. And so in regards to my name, it was my mom's best friend who gave me that name. And I didn't really know anything about Marie Antoinette until I came here to the United States. And they were telling me, this. I said, what do you mean by that? It's like, that's when I started learning about Queen Marie Antoinette, but I had no clue what it was. I mean, everybody, actually, I have a nickname in the Philippines. They call me Jing Jing instead of Marie or Marie.
That's it. Jing Jing. Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I mean, because in the Philippines, everybody has a nickname and they have nothing to do with your real name.
So most of your growing up life, you were Jing Jing, not Marie.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fun.
And then when I came here, I was trying to put my full name, Marie Antoinette, but the credit card company said it doesn't have enough space for the full name. So they removed the Antoinette and they made it Marie A and then the last name. So, okay, that's fine. And everybody called me Marie, and I'm okay with that now.
Yeah, okay. Well, Marie Antoinette is just such a great name. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. So then you got to the Philippines, or you grew up in the Philippines.
Well, yeah, I grew up in the Philippines, and just for your information, Bruce, my grandfather was a founder of karate in the Philippines.
Oh, wow!
And my uncle and my dad were famous in the movie industry because they made over 100 karate movies.
Oh my
and
God.
Then my mom is the first female black belter.
Well, so
yes.
Did you go down that road also?
Well, I was helping my dad teach a lot of the police officers in the Philippines. So I learned karate at a young age, but he never gave me a belt. I didn't have any white belt or anything. I mean, there was no title on me. I just learned karate. I knew the techniques. I didn't really have all the advanced knowledge, but I have the entire book of my grandfather, which what I did is I published a book. It's called The Karate Legacy and the Power Within. And it tells the story of my grandfather, my uncle, my dad, and my mom's experiences and how they, became the community leaders in the Philippines. And
I don't suppose Bruce Lee ever visited the Philippines.
I don't know. But what I remember is there's always a lot of people when there's a movie premiere. And I was there. It's just, people love karate. And I remember watching my uncle, my dad, they were doing the flying kick where they climb the wall and then they jump with the side kick and fighting over 100, people in the movie. And then they're the only ones standing alive after that. So it was really a good movie at that time. And my dad was always playing the villain because my uncle was a lot more good looking and he became the famous and my dad became the villain. But in reality, in the real world, my dad became the hero. He was known as the King of Tondo, which is a poor town in the Philippines where my dad was the protector of the people who lived there because of the gangsters, because he was an official for Philippine Port Authority. So what he did is he made sure that the people are not being taken advantage by the gangsters. So he became the King of Tondo. And there was even a movie about it.
Oh, wow.
They created a movie about that. And my mom was telling me that there was a guy who stole something and my dad was chasing him. And everybody was like watching and looking at the whole thing. But it was really amazing, some of the stories here. And that's what I love about what they did. My grandfather did a really good job on bringing karate to the Philippines because I met some of the students here in the United States.
Oh, really?
Where they came to honor me because of what they have learned from my grandfather. And most of these people were in the military.
Wow.
And they were like bowing on me. I said, don't do that. But they were so grateful of what they learned from my grandfather because it helped them focus and become more disciplined in what they were doing in the military. So I was really happy to hear that.
So you went to school in the Philippines, you graduated, and then you came to the U.S.
Yes, I met my first husband, and he was an engineer for Intel Corporation. And he courted me for 2 years. He got to meet my dad. He was afraid of my dad, but he didn't know him in the beginning. And the funny thing about this, Bruce, is a lot of the people, my admirers, were afraid of my dad.
Uh-huh.
So there's not a lot of people, guys that came to my house because of my dad. So maybe there was one guy who came into our house to visit me, and my dad was there, and he was, having sweats, bullet sweats,
Yeah,
because he
yeah.
was so afraid of my dad. So, but my first husband didn't know much about him, so he came into the house and had no clue who my dad is. But later on, when he found out who my dad is, he was already afraid of him. But he was such a very smart man. He's an engineer, and he and I connected in terms of the level of intelligence, and I was taking computer programming at that time. And so we really connected because of the knowledge and the experience in the business world, and I'm more connected to that. So that's how I got here to the United States. He got me here, and we lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico, for about 5 years, because the Intel Corporation headquarters was in New Mexico, and I
Right.
learned English there. I worked for
Oh,
University Physician Associates, medical group, and I learned how to communicate, well in English. There was a struggle in the time that I started. People were making fun of my English, and I just have to learn and take it and deal with it. So,
wow. Your English is very good now. I can't even detect really an accent of a Filipino accent or anything. That's fantastic.
yeah, it was hard for the first 2 years of communicating with people, especially in Albuquerque, New Mexico. There's a few language that they were using Spanish, and then some of them are, very good in English. And it's just, trying to understand people in terms of what they're telling me, because, I know English is that their meaning. When they say something to me, sometimes it's not in the same page. So and sometimes that way I pronounce the words are funny to them, and they would make fun of me. But the interesting part of it is I worked for this company, and I got promoted in less than 2 years, like 3 times,
Oh, wow.
because of my knowledge and experience and how I was able to work well with people. And some women were not happy with that. They were like upset about my early promotions,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they couldn't figure out how could I get that promotion when they've been there for over 10 years, right?
Wow.
And
Yeah.
so there's a lot of controversy when it comes to my employment. But I had to deal with that, as a minority, as someone who's learning the culture. I had to go to the CEO and talk to them about it, and I have to fight for my position and make sure that they understand that, I am there because of my knowledge and skills.
Yeah. And it seems like it had done you well. So then eventually you got into real estate, right?
Well, not right away. When I moved to California, I actually worked for a big hospital called Tri-City Hospital, Tri-City Medical Hospital, and I became a financial analyst, and I was in charge of their entire decision support system. So I
Wow.
was running their cost accounting, contract modeling, productivity, budgeting. So I was really good at it because of my computer programming background, and because of that, I was with them for over 11 years. And
Wow.
then another hospital, hired me for helping them build their decision support system, which is Loma Linda Medical Center. So they hired me also to build their decision support. But I felt like I wanted to get into real estate because of what I had in Albuquerque, because I had a lot of properties over there, and I sold them because I couldn't manage them anymore. So when I moved to California, I wanted to get into real estate. So I got a license on real estate, And my second husband, by the way, the first one, I ended up leaving him. And there's a lot of reason for that, and I don't have to
Yeah.
explain that. But
No, no worries.
the second one, we decided to have a brokerage, and he was the broker, and I was the one that's recruiting the agents, and I was able to recruit over 50 agents.
Oh, wow.
And at that time, I started doing all kinds of community events like business expo, fashion show, and I became very famous because of those events. And then we created the nonprofit organization called the Inland Valley Business and Community Foundation. It was amazing. I ended up connecting with a lot of the high level, officials of the city. They sponsored most of my events, and that was amazing. I had a fashion show at the Mercedes-Benz dealership, at the wineries, at the Promenade Mall, where there's over 500 people in there. So it was a great experience for me in building the community and creating the nonprofit organization and connecting with so many high-level people.
Yeah. And this was in San Diego, right?
Now, this was in Temecula.
Oh, Temecula. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
And so now I moved to San Diego, and this is where I'm building my business now, because San Diego has a different market. And I like San Diego. It's beautiful. Weather is better. And I just enjoy San Diego too.
And now you're working with Coast to Coast Equities, right? Trying to help them.
Yes. That is being managed by three gentlemen. They were very experienced in the land development projects. They've had over 30 plus transactions, and they have never lost any investors' money up to this point. Mm-hmm. They're very good in mitigating risk, because the president was in the he had over 20 plus years in the building industry. Oh, wow. Or construction industry, and then the other gentleman had over maybe 30 or 40 years of experience in the land development acquisition. Oh. And then the other guy, he's a real estate broker, and he was responsible for a lot of tract homes in the Riverside County. And so the partnership of the three guys were like triple threat. Oh, so yeah. It was amazing how they formed this company. And I am helping them in terms of connecting the right, buyers, owner of land, or investors. And I like to connect people for different things, because I know their record, they have credibility, they have good reputation, and they're very, very knowledgeable and experienced when it comes to dealing with the builders, developers. They know what they're doing. And so I'm not, in my case, I have to make sure I protect my name when I am referring people. So I have to make sure that the people I'm referring are reputable.
Yeah. So if any of you listening are interested in investing, and they should contact you, right?
Yeah, if they're interested in meeting, I can't be the person that's giving them the information on the projects. I'm not that person. I can only introduce them to the group, and they will be vetting each other. I'm out of that picture because they have to do their vetting, and both parties have to do their due diligence. And once they agree, and and that's good. I've done my part.
Yeah, you're the connector.
Yes, that's who I am. I'm a connector, and I don't only connect people on real estate. I also connect people for different projects. It could be healthcare, it could be sports industry. I have so many people that I'm diverse, and I connect them for so many different things.
No, that's fantastic. I think you and I are alike in that regard.
That's good. Yeah, it's a good business.
Yeah, it is a fun business. It's a good business to connect.
I love to see people connect, and they ended up, creating beautiful things together. I also have a TV reality show now that was approved by NBC here in San Diego and in LA, and it's called The Real Men of Real Estate. And this is a great TV reality show where people wants to build their brand, and they can be filmed. And then we will air it here in the local channel of San Diego, and then we could also do it in LA, because the NBC gave me both a market.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. That's great. Well, where can people get a hold of you, Marie?
It's my name, mariewaite.com. That's MarieWaite.com, which means you can't wait to work with Marie.
Can't wait to work with Marie. I always say the E is for effect. So wait, and you've got an E for effect.
There you go. I love that.
That's good. All right. Well, let's stay connected. I think we have a lot of connections that we can share. So this will be a great fun to continue our dialogue.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Bruce. And I hope that you, bless the people that I have, and same as well that they can bless you too.
I agree completely. So let's keep in touch.
That's a wrap on today's journey through the SF commercial real estate scene. Ready to share your story? Visit sfcommercialconversations.com/guest. Your insights could lead the next conversation.